Welcome back to BTL Productions. Today, we're going to talk some more about auto tariffs and what they mean to you. Let's roll the intro and we'll get right into it. So, today is Liberation Day. Or so Donald Trump is calling it. He's going to liberate Americans from all the nasty countries out there that have ripped off the U.S. for many years. Kind of funny because I believe he was in power 4 years out of this 50 years he's talking about. He didn't mention that. Anyhow, I digress. So we're currently awaiting his big press conference and what tariffs he's going to put on and to who. And he stated that he's going to do 25% across the board to Canada and Mexico on auto and auto parts. But in true Donald Trump style, he's making everybody sit around and wait until 4 o'clock till he gets around to telling us what's going to happen. And then with anything else with him, who knows? It could change by then, but it will be interesting to see what actually happens. One thing I can guarantee you is there will be price increases. Now, this isn't good for the auto sector because the auto sector has already seen big price increases in the last 5 years, particularly during the beer bug. We'll call it that to keep friendly with the YouTube algorithm here. I mean, the prices of vehicles in the last 5 years has already outpriced inflation and is barely sustainable as it is. And yet now they're going to have to add on more prices. And I invite you to watch a few of my other videos I've done recently, and I'll give you some more examples as to why this doesn't really make sense. So, anyhow, let's get into a few of the automakers that have made statements to say how they're going to handle these tariffs. We'll start with Subaru. Subaru, well, they've done something a little different than the other ones. Like Ford and Subaru both said they're basically going to spread the cost across all vehicles, which will equate to a price difference in the neighborhood of $500 to $800 per vehicle. Not huge, but in a vehicle that's already increased in price quite hugely in the last 5 years, okay, that's enough. So, anyhow, the other thing they're going to do that's a little bit different than everybody is they're going to postpone being able to sell sold orders. What I mean by that is you can no longer put your name on a car until it actually gets to the dealership. They didn't clarify this, but I'm going to make the assumption that this means that you cannot custom order a car. Like if there's some option or color that you want that's rather unusual, you aren't going to be able to get it. So that'll be interesting to see how that affects your sales. Some people don't care, but I mean, some people like to be able to pick when they're paying to have a brand new car. They want to be able to pick exactly what they want. That's one of the huge benefits of buying a new car is being able to pick exactly what you want rather than buying a used car and you basically have to kind of take what's available out there. So anyhow, so Ford, same thing as Subaru, both spreading it out across the board. Toyota, who does have two vehicles that are largely made in the U.S., and they're two big selling vehicles, the Corolla and the Tundra. But that aside, they still have a lot of vehicles made in Japan. And even two of the Corolla models, the hybrid and the hatchback, they're both made in Japan. So they're going to get hit pretty hard. So, but they've also said, similar to the other two car makers, that they will be spreading it out across all cars. Land Rover, well, if you want to buy a Land Rover, they've made the announcement that they're not going to increase their prices at all. Not really entirely a surprise, considering I wasn't able to find exactly what their markups are. They kind of like to keep that hidden, whatever. I'm pretty sure, judging by the price of their vehicles, they get a pretty hefty markup. So I think they can afford to not increase their prices for now. Now, nobody knows what's going to happen 2-3 months down the road. The times we live in right now, we don't know what's going to happen 2-3 hours down the line here sometimes. But most of them, none of the ones I've read about have said anything about raising prices $5,000 to $15,000, which is what a lot of people on YouTube were predicting, automotive journalists as well, etc. However, 2 to 3 months down the line, if he does put on the 25% tariffs across the board, and if he does continue these beyond 2 or 3 months, you're going to see more price increases. Guaranteed. But there's one thing that a lot of journalists seem to leave out, and that's the fact that consumers still have power. If they increase their prices too much, just don't buy their vehicles. The consumer will win. That being said, though, the workers for the car makers are going to be on the losing end. It's going to cause layoffs, possible job losses, etc. It's not a good time for the automotive sector. And in a time when inflation has been out of control for the last few years, the price of everything seems to be increasing. This is not good. And what else is not good? In my opinion, if they put up these prices, they're going to put them up as far as they figure they can get away with. They're going to blame the tariffs. I mean, tariffs are going to be a component in it, but I won't put it past any of them to blame the tariffs. And if they do that and they get away with it, you can guarantee that these increases are not going away after the tariffs are gone, we'll say. Let's say if the tariffs go away, the prices won't go down. They'll stay where they are. Anybody who's done grocery shopping, US or Canada, you know that these grocery store chains, and not just the grocery store chains, but also the suppliers, they took advantage of the beer bug and putting the prices up. Did they go down afterwards, I might ask you? I don't know about where you are, but where I am, they didn't go back down. And currently, there's a huge thing going on with shrinkflation and products shrinking and staying the same price or increasing in price. So once they get a taste of a good thing, mark my words, you're in for the long haul because they're not taking these off. Incentives are gone, are going to be gone. They put 25% tariffs on. So incentives and discounts in that way that you've got going on right now, those will not be staying around. So, but the consumer still does have the power. And if a consumer says enough is enough, they're going to have to adjust accordingly. And cars are different than groceries. I mean, everybody has to eat. So unfortunately, we get burned. But if you want confirmation on what I'm saying, go look up the financials of any major suppliers in the food industry. Go look up the financials, stock prices, profits of any major grocery store chain in your country or area. And you'll see exactly what I'm saying. Could happen in the car industry as well. But like I said, consumers have the power, and you don't have to buy a new car unless your car is totally broken beyond repair. You can make your car last a little bit longer. Just saying. It will be interesting to see what happens over the next couple months and even in the coming weeks. And I will definitely revisit this topic and see what's going on there. So I'm interested to see what you guys think and what you guys have seen. And if you're watching this after tariffs have been instituted, I'm interested to see in the comments below what you guys have seen in your area. So please drop me a comment and let me know. Anyhow, that's my view from behind the wheel. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Have yourselves a great day.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.